and welcome to NameHero. I'm Ryan, the founder and CEO. In this video, I'm extremely excited to announce our HeroicMail fully managed email hosting is now live. So on your screen right now, you're going to notice a blog post that I typed up, and I felt it was very important to kind of put my thoughts on developing this product, because just like any other product here at NameHero, it's been something that we've developed based around our own needs here at NameHero. And specifically, HeroicMail has been my pet project for the last 2 years since we deployed our data center back in 2021, 2022-ish. So it's been about 2-3 year period that we developed this, and now I'm proud to get it out to our customers. So, this quote here at the top, it captures kind of a nice summary, I think, of the entire platform. And you can also click here to read the official press release, which is a little bit more official than my personal thoughts. But, my big thing was around the growing concerns of email security and privacy. Several years ago, I had a personal Gmail address, and I was taken back and almost shocked/surprised when I went to look at my Google history or Google security profile, and I noticed all my purchases and dinner reservations, lunch reservations, and travel plans had all been categorized in a nice old history of a profile. So Google knew, where I like to shop, what I bought online. They knew where I traveled to. They knew where I like to eat, and it just didn't sit well with me. They always say when the product's free, it's not really free. You are the product, or the product is you. And that was kind of my concerns with Gmail. So I got rid of that, and started only using internal mail. When I developed NameHero, the question was, who were we going to use to power our emails? And I put in here, we went with ended up going with the native cPanel mail, because at least that way we knew that the data was inside of our data center, and we weren't relying on third-party sources. While that worked okay, it had a lot of drawbacks. The web interface is okay, I guess you could say. It's not the best. It also lacked additional tools, such as a quick team chat. And we put that in HeroicMail. So if you do use Gmail, you may be aware of the Google chat in there, that you can chat with others before you email. In an organization, that's really helpful, because I can send someone a quick message without having to draft a whole email. As well as the calendar feature here in HeroicMail. I kind of live and die by my calendar here. I don't know what I would do each day, especially as I get older. I seem to not remember like I used to. Having a calendar, I can easily see, what's coming up during the day, and I can schedule, and I can see other team members' schedule. And so it makes sure we're all on the same page. There's a nice document sharing feature inside of HeroicMail. So I can upload my documents securely, know they're kept safe, and I can also share them with team members. So if I'm uploading a spreadsheet that I want to share with the team, I can easily do that. And then again, I know it's in one safe place. I can actually physically go touch the server, built on our high-speed cloud. So that really settled nicely with me. The note taker is also very helpful for me. I've always been a sticky note guy. If I look down here on my desk, I've got a million of them still. But, when I'm doing a conference call with our team or with a vendor, I like to make notes from that call. Inside HeroicMail, we have this nice little dashboard to where you can make those notes, and I've got a little sample column or a table column I built, so you can put pros and cons and have everything nice and organized. And then when I go out and I'm in the data center working, or if I'm traveling and have my laptop, all those notes are right then and there. I don't have to go load them up. They're not using hard drive space, and they're secured. Of course, IMAP and POP support, it's pretty standard. IMAP is what I, of course, suggest. POP, not so much, but I think that's pretty standard for most all email clients to accept. But I can easily pipe in all my emails to my iPhone, as well as my laptop, as well as my desktop, as well as our computers at the data center. So I can easily get my emails all in one spot. I've got all the information. You can outbound send and all that. So that's kind of at a high level, but mainly for me, it's about the security and privacy is so huge. And so the other thing is, what I noticed, a lot of third-party providers, G Suite being a big one, thinking about the cost. Some companies, $25 a month per user is quite expensive for email. So if I have a large company, and NameHero being one, with over 30 team members, that expense starts to add up. So let's take a look at NameHero's pricing. Here's our packages. If you go to namehero.com, you click on email at the top, and you've got our professional email made easy. And we've got from starter all the way to business, so we've got different levels of packages. And these have been designed to in a way to where they're affordable for users of all shapes and sizes. So most customers like to start out on the starter email. That's why it's starter, because it gets you started with 2 email accounts and you have 50 gigs of email storage. And then you have all the features here that are pretty standard. Your POP, your IMAP, SMTP, your web-based client, which includes the calendar, which includes your contacts, which includes the team chat, the whole suite, Spear spam protection, premium deliverability, integrated calendar, all that stuff we talked about. We'll also migrate your emails from your existing provider, and we have a 30-day money-back guarantee. You can scale up to the next level. So, once you reach this threshold, you can go to the next. All of our packages, they share this storage. I didn't want to just create a product where, each email address had to share 25 gigs because what if you have someone like, and this is not a knock, but maybe it is. My wife has 101,000 emails in her inbox currently. And, the thing is she gets a lot of spam email and she doesn't check it often. I'm looking right now at the bottom of my screen. I've got 6 emails and that will get cleared out as soon as this video is over. Very organized in my email keeping, so I keep things clean. But if I force each account to use like a set amount of storage, you might have one that uses a lot and one that doesn't, and so forth and so on. So this way, it shares the total storage as a whole, and the accounts can all share that storage. So you don't run into issues to where you're over allocating per account. And again, if you need to upgrade, you need more storage, you can upgrade to your Plus, the Turbo, to the Business, all the way up to 150 gigs. And I say, if you get to 150 gigs of email storage, you probably should delete some stuff or, try to archive in a little bit different manner because 150 gigs is a lot of email storage. These are all the packages, though, and you can easily sign up just right here on demand. And I'll demonstrate that here in just a second. Before I go any further, I do want to talk just a second about our official press release. So this went out over the newswire here this week. This is a lot more, I would say the corporate approach. It talks a bit more about how we're really working hard on, shaping the reliability of a secure email service. There's a lot of providers out there nowadays. And, again, the big platforms we've already talked about. But also, we've seen HushMail, ProtonMail, those grow in recent years because of their commitment to privacy. And maybe they do, maybe they don't. But my problem with those platforms specifically is I've used them before, and sometimes they look a little bit shady because evil actors, right? That's the first place they go because they get a free email account and they think they're protected by anonymity. And maybe that is the case, maybe it's not. I don't know. I don't work in their data department. I always felt a little shady using them. Okay, and still, NameHero. As we're getting orders each day, we have a fraud review process, and I'll tell you right off the bat, using one of those, it always kind of throws up a red flag to like, all right, is this user legitimate or not? So, just FYI. But anyways, we talk about integrating with different platforms. As well as a full white labeled solution, so you can use HeroicMail at your own domain. You don't have to use at HeroicMail.com. You use at your own domain. So if your domain's NameHero.com, use your emails at NameHero.com. Your name's RyanGray.com. Your emails are at RyanGray.com, right? So you get to decide that. So I'll talk about that here on the sign up flow. So all I do is sign up, and we've tried to make this as easy and straightforward as possible. So if I click Order Now. I have 2 simple questions, and this is the same as our web hosting. Either I register a new domain or use a domain I already own. So again, this is important because this is where your emails are going to reside. So let's just say NameHeroMail.com, say register a new one. I wonder who did that one. I know that one's taken. Let's go with and continue. Okay, after I've selected my domain name, I need to create my first email account. So as I mentioned on our packages, and we can reference this here, you're allowed 2 accounts with the starter and all the way up to 20 with the business. Well, you need a master account, which is your administrator account. So when you go to add extras, that's the email address you use. So this is important because you should make it something that's, it's going to be at your domain. So I just use NameHeroDemo.com since we've already registered the mail and email versions. So, I'm probably going to use Ryan at NameHero.com. Generate a secure password. Please don't do this. Don't use a password that you use for everything else. Don't ever do that. Nowadays you should not. So we put this password generator in here to encourage the use of unique passwords. We'll copy and insert. Billing cycle. So At NameHero and all of our products, the longer you sign up, the more you save. I mean, you're going to save 50% by going for 3 years. And this is in addition to any new customer discounts that we have displayed on the main website. So you're just going to save a lot more. I mean, why pay $7.95 a month when I can get it for $3.95 a month by just committing longer? Click continue. If I have my own, if I'm registering a domain, DNS management, that is automatically checked here. Unless you have hosting with us, you will need DNS management so you can set up your email records. So I do suggest keeping that on if you are you're just registering the domain for email with us. ID protection, it's up to you. This just keeps your personal information all protected and gated so you don't get spam emails and stuff like that from your domain registration. You can leave it on or off. Most of the time I will select it on for mine. Continue on. Okay, so now you can see a breakdown of the cost here. Here's going to be my cost annually, and this is for the domain name. The domain is going to bill every single year, and then of course every 3 years it's the email. It comes a subtotal of $310, and then I've got a nice $142 discount, so $168, and I'm going to be all set for the next 3 years on my new email account. And I've got my domain, of course, it's going to bill every year. So I just need to fill out this information. I'm going to pause this video to do so, and then I'll come back and we'll finish up. All right, now I've successfully completed my order. I'm on the order confirmation page. So at this time, I can continue into the client area. All right, and so this is a brand new NameHero account. So I don't have any other services or domains in this one. But if I click here in my services, you're going to see here's my email hosting now. If I click into here, I can start to manage the product. So first things first, and you're going to get a welcome email with all these instructions. So if I go too fast, feel free to slow the video down, pause it, or go check out your welcome email. But when we're talking about email hosting, I need to set this MX record up, and depending on how you ordered it, depends on how you set this record up. If you recall, I did a brand new domain, and I ordered the I ordered the DNS service. So if I'm gonna click on domains, my domains, go to them. I'm going to click Manage Domain, and I need to set the MX record of this. So if I go down to DNS Management, I can set it right here. And so look, actually I already had this one set. So I'll just use the @ symbol here. This means for the whole domain. It's an MX mail record, and it's mail.heroicmail.com priority 10. So you can see this information is right here, MX record. Priority 10 is the default, and so I could put a 0 or a 10, but 10 is normally the default there, so that's what I set it to. And that will get everything synced up here to get my email start to deliver to Ryan Gray, or to my NameHeroDemo.com email address. So that's all I need to do to set that MX record. Now this is important to note too. If you have email on the domain currently, don't change this if you're wanting to migrate stuff over. So, if you do want to migrate your existing email, please hover over support and go to open a new ticket and open up a migrations ticket so our support team can help you do this in an orderly fashion. You don't want to change your Mailer Exchange record unless you're ready for that email to go live, because we don't want you to interrupt your business, right? So in my case, it was unique because I did a brand new domain. I purchased DNS Manager with my domain because I don't have hosting with it. It's an email-only domain, so to speak. So that's all that needs to be done, though, to sync it up. So once that's done, and again, once you make a DNS change, it can take about 24 hours for it to fully propagate across the internet. But most often, within 15 minutes, it's already working. But, if you don't see it automatically working, give it just a little bit. They say allow 24 hours for it to globally propagate. All right, so now this is my control panel. First thing, if I want to go into my new webmail client, I can click Go to Webmail, and that's going to bring me right into my new inbox. So you're going to see what this is, an automated email from our vendor. And there's a couple tools here you can use. There's a desktop client and the chat client for Apple, as well as a sync for Outlook, as well as Icewarp on your Mac. These are pretty good apps you can check out if you want. I'm not too much of an app guy, so I try to configure things myself. Really, it just makes it easier for me. But if you do want to configure up like your email service onside your computer, you can save this configuration file, and it will actually set up your Apple Mail or whatnot for you, so you don't have to manually do it. So just a little tip there. And we got the same thing for Windows as well. Now, Once I'm inside of here, anytime I want to go back to this interface, I can always just log into my NameHero client area and click go to webmail. I can also just go to HeroicMail.com. So I just type in this HeroicMail.com into my web browser and use that username and password that I set up on sign up. And then that will work just fine. So HeroicMail.com is where your webmail is located, or you can single sign on through here. Inside of here, you're going to find all the stuff you need to manage your new email account. So, if I want to compose a new email, I do it here. I've got my drafts, my spam folder. I can set up filters, whitelist and blacklist. I can check out my team chat. So once I get some, more users on my account, I can chat with them here. I've got my calendar, so I can start to, create an appointment, block off time. I can share the calendar with people. I can invite people on it. My contacts, as I start emailing people, my contacts will start to fill up. I've got my files and documents, so I can upload my documents here and store them. I can also share those with others. I've got a task list here, so if you want to use this as well, and I didn't highlight this in my blog post, but I could create a task list using this, and I can also share that with other members of my team. The notes section, again, this is probably one of my favorite things about it, is I can put all my notes inside of here and keep them stored. Also a nice little friendly editor to make things, however I want it to look like. I can save it, and then it's going to stay right here. I can create different folders and organize my notes in folders. Then, of course, I've got my trash, so anytime I delete something, it's inside of here. Now, for the admin users, you can create other email accounts. So just go here in your NameHero portal, and you can add a mailbox right here. So if I wanted to create, an email account for someone else that worked with me, or maybe it's just another email account that I want to use, I could do it all right here. Under additional information, if it is a different person, you can enter in all their stuff, and that will attach to the account. If I go back to my information page, I can create an alias. So if I want to have another alias that actually maps to my email address, I can do that right here. So for example, if I wanted a support email, but I didn't want, because I didn't want to give out Ryan at NameHero Demo for, support, so I could say, all right, support at NameHero Demo maps to Ryan. Click confirm, and that will create it here. So now the email alias is support, and it goes to Ryan at NameHeroDemo.com. Once again, I've got just my account here, and if I need to do anything here, I can, if I wanted to change it, I don't suggest changing your master, but you can. If I want to reset my password here, I can change it here. This change status icon here, if I had another user and I needed to suspend them, maybe if you're in a company and someone's no longer with the company, you could disable it. You could disable just their login, or you could fully disable the account here. Of course, the password change is important because you'll probably want to reset your password. I hope every 60 days if you're being good security conscious. And of course, I can see my quota as to how much space I'm using. Go to webmail. It's always going to be there on the left, so you can easily get to your webmail. And again, this is just for the master user. Once you get more users in here, if you add another mailbox, you could just click log into webmail, for that specific account if needed. I'll go back to information. All the information you need to plug this into your iPhone or to your any device you want to set up your email. It's all right here. So I've just put my mail.heroicmail.com. Here's my SMTP port. Here's my IMAP and or POP. Of course, my MX record is there. So all the stuff I need to get started right inside of the NameHero portal. You can fully manage it all. Then, of course, you've got the full web-based client. Now, as I've mentioned about HeroicMail, the main thing I love about it is you have full control over your data. It's automatically backed up, so you don't have to worry about that. There's no outside vendors, prying eyes, anything like that. Everything is hosted in the security of our own data center. We have full outbound email scanning to make sure that any email sent out as well as inbound are cleaned up and secured. So advanced spam filtering, so you're not going to have to worry about that junk email. The outbound scanning, I think nowadays it's almost just as important. If you do have a user that uses a weak password, someone gets compromises their email account, that will stop spam from coming out. So that'll also protect your domain from getting on a blacklist and all that stuff. But feel free to go through this blog post to kind of read all my notes I put in here. I think we discussed most all of them. And of course, we've got our official press release. I kind of talk more about our position as a company and getting this product out and kind of what it means for the future of this product and this is the very start of it. Our development team is, has their ears to the ground, so to speak. So feel free to send any feedback that you do have. We would love to have that, and as we continue developing on this product and expanding out. But we're excited to have this product launched. If you have any questions, feel free to comment on this video. I certainly appreciate a thumbs up on the video if you enjoyed, if this helped you, understand our email product. But you can also comment on the blog posts. I'll be reviewing those and responding to those. But we really look forward to getting this product out to you. We're excited, or I'm beyond excited, to have this product launched and out there for you, for your team to start to use and collaborate better without the cost that you see of these other providers out there. So thanks so much for watching. I'm Ryan, the founder and CEO here at NameHero.com.